Tonight on The Real Hustle. Clamped motorists are manipulated into giving out illegal backhanders.
Why can't I just give you the money now?
Because I'm not allowed to take cash off you.
She was in on it.
Paul gets down and dirty at a pig farm to expose a food scam that's sweeping the nation.
Organic sausages, 100% organic, all natural ingredients.
And then uses origami to artfully rip off tourists.
Rip off.
This is The Real Hustle. We're going to uncover the secrets behind the most popular scams being carried out by con artists in Britain today. Our real hustlers are Alex, a confidence trickster; Jess, a sexy swindler; Paul, the scam artist. They've been travelling the UK to demonstrate to our hidden cameras exactly how the cons work. All the people in this show have been hustled for real, and after being given their money back, they agreed that the footage could be shown so you can avoid being ripped off by the same scams.
Hustlers are experts in human nature. In this scam, they put the mark in a situation that they'll do anything to get out of. And who can resist the temptation to save on a hefty fine?
When a person becomes angry or nervous, they are far more likely to make a rash decision. And it's at this vulnerable point that a hustler can manipulate a mark into doing something they shouldn't. And there's nothing more likely to get Brits upset and hot under the collar than car clamping. Today, Alex will play the role of a car clamper, aided by a company van, fluorescent jacket and an ID badge. Jess is going to be the convincer, and the whole scam relies on her putting in a convincing performance as a clamped motorist. Not only must she play the victim, but she must also side with the mark, lure them into a false sense of security and persuade them to part with their cash. Paul has parked his car and texts Alex and Jess the directions. For this con to work, there needs to be a ticket machine and a space near Paul's car for a mark to pull into. They find the road and park up behind Paul's car. Now they just have to wait. It's not long before someone spots the space and pulls up. This lady has unwittingly become the mark. She checks the ticket machine. It's after 5 p.m, so she should be okay. The mark is gone, it's time to get to work. Alex will clamp the mark's car and Paul's car. Jess will pretend that Paul's car belongs to her. She quickly puts up a notice informing drivers that parking here is suspended and anyone who fails to comply will be clamped and fined. The cars are clamped and Jess gets into position. A few finishing touches and everything's in place. Now they just have to wait for the mark to return. The mark returns and Jess swings into action.
Excuse me, have you done that?
Excuse me?
Have you put the clamp on my car?
Yeah,
Why?
you're not allowed to park here.
Don't be
It's a parking
ridiculous,
suspension.
it's a tiny sign.
I'm sorry, there's a very clear sign.
Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Well, there's a fine you have to pay, and once you pay it, I can come round and get them off.
How much is the fine?
Fine's 120. Is this your car? Yeah, you need to call...
What do I do now, though, because I need to get to work? I was there for 1 minute.
I know, but did you read the sign?
I didn't even notice the sign. Sorry.
Well, there's a big sign right here, right by the ticket machine. You should really know where to park legally.
Excuse me, sorry, how do I get that off? Because I've got to get to work now.
You call the number, you pay the fine, they tell me when you've paid, I come round, I take it off.
Well, can't you just take it off now? Because I'll pay now, then can you not just take it off now?
Well, you need to pay the fine. You get in a queue. I'll come back about an hour and 20 minutes.
What do you mean I get in a queue?
Hey?
What do you mean I get in a queue?
You get in a queue after you've paid.
The hustle takes on an unsuspected turn, and the mark walks off just as Jess was about to throw her the bait.
You know what? She might come back.
I know she will.
The hustlers have now found themselves in a dangerous situation. They don't know where the mark has gone. She may have gone to call the council or the police. The whole scam is in jeopardy.
She'll come back. She's coming back. She's coming back.
The mark returns and the con is back on track. She went to get a friend for moral support. This isn't good for our hustlers. A person with a clear head could potentially put a stop to the scam. Time for Alex and Jess to get back into character.
The sign is
But
very
I can't
clear.
believe that you're standing here right now and yet I have to wait for you to go all the way around.
Now that the mark is back, Jess isn't going to waste any time getting straight to the point.
I just put on the
Why
clamps.
can't I just give you the money now? Then you can just
Because I'm not allowed to take cash off you.
She'll offer Alex £50 to remove the clamp, but will this influence the mark?
I don't have £120. What if I just give you 50? Can you not just take it off now?
Do you know how many people would try and give me... For 50 quid, me losing my job, it's not worth it.
So what if we both give you 50 quid? Then will you take it off? That's 100. Then will you take my clamp off for that?
Yeah, but you can't tell anybody I took it off because I could lose my job, all right? I want to help you out.
Would you do that? Would
but
you give 50 quid just to take them off now? It's better than 120. Can you do it now, though, please?
I'll do
straight
it now.
away. Thank
But
you. Thank you.
can't,
Thank you.
And you can't tell anybody I've done this. I haven't printed off the tickets, but, you know, you could get into serious trouble as well, so you've got to
Can you
keep it
just
still.
do it now, please? Just
All right.
hurry up.
The mark's taking the bait, and with that, Alex goes ahead and takes off the clamp.
I don't know. I'm sleeping tonight.
Given the opportunity to pay £50 rather than 120 and have the clamp taken off immediately was too good an offer to refuse.
All right.
Are you sure there's no ticket? Then you haven't
There's
put
no
anything
ticket.
through.
There's no ticket.
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
But you better move your cars now because
I know.
somebody else might clamp you.
With the clamp off, the mark is overcome with relief and more than happy to pay Alex his £50. She doesn't waste any time hanging around and makes a quick getaway with her friend. With it being this easy to make £50, Alex gets straight back to work. By clamping another unsuspecting motorist, he can start his scam all over again.
Come and park here, I dare you.
The scam works because the victim in the end thinks they're getting one over the authority figure. They've been offered the opportunity to pay a lesser fee, therefore for them it's a victory.
I parked my car there for literally like 2 minutes. I didn't notice the sign on the back of the pay and display thing saying you're parked here illegally. I came back and I had a clamp on there.
How does the mark feel when she finds out she's been conned and Jess played an integral part?
She was in on it. I said to that lady that sign was not there, and she went, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Oh." Went down there, I told my friend, I was like crying. I was like, "I just got clamped. I can't believe it." I was just. And then the 120 quid, I thought, does it really cost that much to get your clamps taken off? And then he said, "Oh, I'll do it now for 50. So I was like, all right, I'll just give you the 50 and get it taken off now.
When you park your car, just have a look around, look at the signs and make sure that you haven't parked illegally. Now in this situation, you must play everything by the book. Don't try to bribe anybody, because if something does go wrong and there is a problem, then you've got nobody to turn to because you yourself have committed a crime.
Alex, Jess and Paul have been busy practicing different ways of lifting people's valuables straight from under their noses. Pickpocketing is a skill that thieves have been mastering and developing for centuries. So Alex and Paul are going to try out their newly acquired skills on members of the public. This is the lift. Any form of public transport is a playground for pickpockets. So our hustlers have got back on the buses to practice their techniques. Alex is on the lookout for possible lifts. This man is proudly wearing his designer pen clipped onto his front pocket, and it's caught Alex's eye. A little stumble into the mark, and the pen now belongs to Alex, and the Mark's completely unaware that his expensive pen has disappeared. If you didn't catch it the first time, here it is again. The fake stumble distracts the Mark, while Alex skillfully lifts the pen by hooking it over his newspaper. It's so quick that the only way you can see it is from Alex's watch camera. Alex now has a designer fountain pen worth £120. Now Alex and Paul team up on this unsuspecting Mark. This is perhaps the trickiest lift of them all. This Mark is just about to lose his wallet straight from his inside jacket pocket. A fake stumble and the Mark is now minus a wallet. Paul stumbles into the Mark, pushing him against Alex. Alex then lifts the wallet and drops it through the Mark's jacket for Paul to catch. Here it is again. With a clean pass off to Paul, he is now free to make a quick getaway right behind the victim's back.
Always keep a mind out for your valuables and your belongings. Sometimes when people are listening to music on their headphones, they get lost in their own world. It's very dangerous. Keep your mind out for your belongings. If you're taking a little bit of care, pickpockets are going to move on to somebody else who's not paying any attention.
Coming up later, Paul finds a creative new way of stealing tourist money.
The demand for organic food is growing rapidly, and in the UK alone, the market is worth over £1.6 billion in sales. The question is, what would happen if a hustler were to set up an organic food stall?
We're at a local London market where our hustlers have come to sell top-quality organic food. Alex has been setting up his stall selling the very finest Tuscan olive oil shipped in all the way from Italy. He may be charging £8 a bottle, but as it's organic, the customers can be confident they're buying the very finest produce available. Meanwhile, Jess and Paul are busy setting up their stall next door, selling handmade organic sausages. Knowledgeable customers will know that these sausages come from pigs that were reared on an organic farm with only 100% organic feed. And to prove their authenticity, Paul has displayed posters of himself at work on his pig farm in Scotland. The sausages are on sale for £4 a pack, but for the health and ethical benefits, many customers will be happy to pay that bit extra.
Try some organic oil, extra virgin olive oil from Tuscany.
Organic sausages, 100% organic, all natural ingredients. Come on.
But as these stalls are run by hustlers, you know that this food is not going to be kosher. This is the organic food scam.
Best sausage you'll try today.
How about some more?
Made from 100% organic pork.
If you tried it, you've got to buy one.
Come on. These are 100% organic. Made from pigs that I raised in Scotland. Yeah, come and try some.
Paul is so confident of the quality of his sausages that he's cooking them up in front of people and offering them the chance to try before they buy.
What do you think? It's good, isn't it?
Alex is also offering people a chance to take a dip of his Tuscan olive oil.
It's a little bit more peppery in taste.
Well, I'll give you their names if you like. This one's Alex, this one's Jess.
I just purchased some organic sausages. I'm totally organic. It's the first time I've seen organics in Deptford, so I just jumped at the opportunity.
Sales of organic food has grown tremendously over the last couple of years, and therefore we know that more consumers are buying into the benefits both for themselves and also the environment. But of course this means that there is more incentive, a bigger incentive, for traders to be unscrupulous about how they may pass off non-organic food as organic.
Just don't put it in the fridge, yeah? Cheers.
Unscrupulous traders, that sounds about right. Let's see what our hustlers have really been up to. Paul's sausages are actually only 30% pork and were bought in bulk for 89p a pack. Repackaging them in greaseproof paper and sticking a branded label on them transforms these cheap economy sausages into top quality organic sausages worth £4 a pack. Alex's £8 a bottle Tuscan olive oil is really just the cheapest oil money can buy. The sausages and oil that our hustlers are offering to customers to sample are genuine organic products, and if anyone had any doubts about the authenticity of Paul's sausages, they'd only have to glance over at the poster showing Paul at his farm with his pigs. So, how did he do it? Quite easy, really.
Oh, pig.
All you need is a camera, a costume, and a visit to the local city farm.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Smile.
Oh, pig.
Perfect. Got it?
Jess gets to work on the posters. It only takes her a few minutes using a design package, and they've got a branded company poster.
89 pence, £4. Excellent.
They're ready to hit the market.
Cheers, mate. Okay, that's £4, please, madam. Yeah. Thank you very much. You. Everything in there is all natural.
It's been a phenomenal day for our hustlers. It seems people are very keen to buy into organic food, and they're not put off by the expensive price tags.
100% organic sausage. You buy sausage like this in the high street, they'll cost you £15.
And how does our customer feel when she finds out she's bought into the lie?
What I've just bought is non-organic. Angry, want to kick someone. The guy was actually posing with the pigs, and I thought, you know what, no one would choose to pose with pigs unless it's genuine.
We should all look out for the certification reference code that shows that a product is organic. That is a legal requirement to be on any packaging. And also the symbol of any certification body, such as the Soil Association, on that product. And to always ask to see a certificate. If they're selling organic food and they're labelling or repacking, then they should be displaying their certificate.
When buying organic, try and stick to recognised organic retailers. If you're ever unsure, ask to see the paperwork. A genuine organic retailer should have the paperwork to prove it.
This scam is all about planting evidence and doubling your money.
Our Real Hustle con men are preparing for their next con. Take a £20 note, tear off a corner and share the pieces. You'll see why in a moment as we reveal the torn note scam. Our Real Hustle con men are targeting this cafe bar, and we've got it covered so you can be aware of a scam that contributes to the millions defrauded from the UK's hospitality trade every year. It starts simply enough. Paul poses as a customer who's popped in for a coffee. Alex waits outside while Paul is served.
Thank you very much. Just bring you a check just now if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you.
It's time for Alex to go in, but he knows when he leaves he'll be £20 better off.
Thank you.
Alex is in position, so Paul must wait for his cue.
Can I get a cappuccino, actually? Yes, thank you.
That's the signal. And do you remember the torn £20 note? Well, here it is. Paul's going to use it to pay for his coffee.
Thank you.
With his £20 safely in the till, Paul has £18 change to pocket.
I'll do that, yeah. Can I also get the bill? Sorry. Yeah, no problem, sir. Thank you.
In a moment, Alex will get one of the waiters to give him Paul's £20 straight out of the till.
Thanks a lot.
But first, Paul must leave the cafe, and Alex must prepare his next move.
Thank you.
First, he has to hide his coffee bill.
Thank you.
This is it, and Alex knows that for the scam to work, he must convince the waiter that he's already paid, with a little help from the note we saw earlier.
Hiya. So I'm waiting for my change?
No, I haven't taken the change from the table. Was it
I
something?
gave you a 20 as you brought the bill?
No, I only gave you the check.
No, I definitely gave you a 20 with the bill, because I know I had a 10 in here and a 20. Oh, I did, yeah, look. Corner off a 20, I had a 10 and a 20 and I gave it to you. Well, can you have a look in your till? If there's a 20 with a corner missing, that's mine.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, there is a 20 here.
Yeah, so I did pay.
This is obviously a 20 because the corner is
Yeah, I
missing.
mean, that's...
So, look, don't worry about it. Sorry
You sure about the coffee?
Sorry about the...
All right, okay. Cheers,
Have a good day
thanks,
anyway.
you too. Cheers.
£18 profit and 2 cups of coffee for the price of 1, and the waiter is none the wiser.
So obviously it was his because of the corner missing. It was just really strange, really. The only thing is, how did he get that 20 into the till, if you know what I mean, without having opened it himself?
Unfortunately, what makes this scam really work is putting pressure on the waiting staff, leaving no space for argument and generally causing a scene. Because waiting staff will do anything to avoid a scene in their restaurant.
Don't let a customer bully you into not thinking or checking the till. The best defense is knowledge. Just by watching this show, there's no way you're ever going to fall for this scam.
Origami is the ancient Japanese art of paper folding, and Paul's been busy learning how to master it. But as Paul's a hustler, you know he's going to use his newly acquired skill to con people out of their money. And he'll do this by selling you a turkey. Welcome to the origami scam.
This has always been one of my favourite scams. In 1988, while I was in the army, I took a trip to London where I saw an old guy sitting on the floor on a blanket folding origami out of other people's money. They would give him a £10 note. He would fold it, give it back to them, and they would pay him a couple of pounds for the privilege. But he was actually stealing their money, and he was doing it in a very, very clever way.
We're in buzzing Leicester Square, a popular tourist spot, and of course, where there's tourists, there's endless money to be made. Every visitor wants to take home a memento, and here they are spoilt for choice. Paul sets up his unique souvenir of origami money. All you have to do is give him your £10 note and he'll fold it into an animal of your choice. It's a great souvenir or gift for a friend, and he only charges £2 for his time. It's not long before his first customer comes along.
Yeah. Can I get one done for myself like this, you know? Like
Yeah.
I could make one.
Yeah, you fancy a memento or a souvenir?
Yeah, like more like a souvenir.
Yeah, sure. Some choices here. You can have a crane.
Yeah.
You can have one of these, which is this is a rooster, or you can have a butterfly.
Kind of like the turkey.
The turkey? Let's
Yeah.
call it.
Do you need
a
a
rooster.
£10 note?
Yeah, you got a £10 note there?
There we go. How much is it to do?
£2. Just like that. Takes a couple of minutes.
So how long do you take it to learn this?
Well, I've been doing it since I was a kid.
It's more like a hobby for you.
Flat out. Yeah, but you know, it's a good way of making a little bit of extra cash,
Oh yeah.
so to speak. This is where it starts to get interesting. We're going to make a head out of this.
That's wicked.
Which, believe it or not, is the hardest part. And then you create a beak like that, a head,
Wow.
and that's your rooster.
How wicked.
See? And what I'll do with that is give you
in
one of
there,
these,
yeah.
put that in there like that.
Yeah.
And if you ever decide to give it as a gift, you can always
Very
come
good.
back and
Cheers,
I'll make
mate.
some more.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Nice
All right,
to see you.
take care.
You too. Take
Bye-bye.
care. See you soon. Bye.
That's one satisfied customer. Let's see what he thinks of his purchase.
Oh no, I just went around and saw this guy doing origami, and he made me a turkey, like out of £10. It was amazing the way he did it, like so much of folds and everything. Made some triangles, and then in the end, just pulled out a beak out in the front, and just like, there you go, that's your turkey. It was like almost like really amazing. Bye.
Of course, Paul's been up to something, but what is it? It's time to let the truth unfold.
That's weird. I gave him a full £10.
To see what Paul's been up to, we need to go back in time. Before he's even set up the stall, he pre-cuts some £10 notes in half, then folds those halves the same way as he does on the stall, stopping midway through the process. He does this several times over and stashes them in his bag. Then he's all set and ready to go.
£2.
When he takes the mark's money, he folds it in the same way, but when he gets to the midway stage, he swaps the mark's £10 for the half £10 he folded earlier, using his roller as the reason for digging into his bag. If you missed it, don't worry, so did the mark. Here it is from a different angle. So actually, this man has handed over £12 for a useless half a £10 note, giving Paul a profit of £7. It's impossible to see the switch from where the mark is standing, so he never suspects a thing. The beauty of this scam is that no customer wants to unfold the note, so Paul can stay there all day long repeating the same con, safe in the knowledge that he won't be confronted with an angry duped customer, and that's exactly what he does.
How you doing? You give me the tenner, plus £2. I keep the £2, you get the tenner back.
Another mark gives Paul his £10, and he watches closely in fascination as his nifty fingers get to work. Of course, he doesn't spot the switch and leaves a satisfied customer.
Great, take care. Bye-bye. I'm very good, how you doing?
Not bad.
You ever seen origami before?
Pounds.
Paul manages to entice some more tourists, and they happily hand him their money.
There. All right. If you just get turned out a little bit.
I think we're gonna jobs.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, guys.
That was nice.
There is literally an endless supply of tourists looking to spend their money, and Paul is happy to take it all.
So, that'll bring you good luck.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let's see what they make of their experience and their new purchase.
Came upon a kind gentleman who made us a little rooster.
It's a bird.
Hustlers will do anything to get their hands on your money.
Okay, it's half a £10 note. It's a rip-off.
Well, he's a little trickster, I guess.
I'm sorry, I was quite shocked actually. It's just a half a £10 note.
I've never actually been ripped off before, but I guess it's the first time for everything.
So can I go over there and jump him?
I think the general rule is always be wary when handing your cash over to somebody, whatever they're going to do with it. You know, in Paul's case, it was so covert, the switch, that even if you were watching, it would be very difficult to spot. But, you know, if you like origami that much, do it with blank pieces of paper. It's a lot cheaper.
Don't take people at face value. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Robin Hood will be swinging into BBC 3 to entertain and enthrall at 8:30 tomorrow. But next up tonight is the very brave but ultimately very silly Indestructibles.